Welcome to DTS Training for Westover Reserve members. This video will illustrate how the individual traveler can complete the final voucher in DTS. We'll start by clicking the Login to DTS button, accepting the DoD privacy policy, select Run in the Java window, select the member's certificate, click OK, enter the PIN, and we log into the traveler's profile. Again, as we always like to remind people, please avoid using these quick links under the My Signed Documents. They will take you to a read-only version of your authorization. To actually work in DTS, you should always go to the Official Travel tab and work Authorizations and Vouchers from this tab. In this case, we're on Part 2 of DTS, which is the voucher, so we will select Vouchers here. First thing I see is Create New Voucher from Authorization. That's the traveler's indication that the authorization was approved by the unit and is now available to create a voucher from. So we will create the new voucher. The voucher appears. We can click the Create button. And we are now in the traveler's voucher. If there were any changes necessary to the itinerary, you would start on the Itinerary tab, select Per Diem Locations, and you would edit the itinerary as needed. I will quickly illustrate how that's done. There are no changes required in this one, but if we select the Edit button, I recommend if a trip extends and your end date slips to the right, this one is listed as 21 September. If for some reason the trip went to 23 September, edit from the bottom up in DTS to avoid conflicting dates. You'd simply start with the Edit button here. It would bring up this page on the left-hand side. You would see that you could edit your ending date right here using the calendar, and then you would come down and you would use the Proceed to Per Diem Locations button as your save. In this case, we're not going to make any changes. I'll just save what we currently have. Next, you could go up and edit the next section up, which for us is Westover. If you had to change locations, you could select a new location using this button here. You could change your dates and then save your changes again. And there'll be another video dedicated specifically to itinerary changes, so watch for that. But that's the basic idea about changing the itinerary. Start from Per Diem Location sub-tab, work your way backwards from the bottom up. Ours is good for this home station annual tour, so we will press on. In the authorization, the member included tolls, mileage, round trip, which is all accurate. There's no need to change anything here. On the Per Diem Entitlements page, the member claimed, well, these are default values. What the member is going to claim is based on the receipt, which showed $44 per night for lodging. So we will quickly fix all of these days since all of this was at one location. The member's final night in lodging was the 20th, and the member paid $44 per night. If you click this View Expense Details button to the right of the lodging amount, you can see where your method of reimbursement options are. GovCC Individual. Funded would mean the member didn't pay anything and we would claim zero. Or Personal, the member paid with personal funds. In this case, GovCC Individual is correct. He paid with his travel card. So we're just going to back out of that. You could save those changes if you had to make them. Go back to the amount, type in $44 for each night. We're applying that change through the 20th. Quarters available is correct. Annual training, quarters available, meals not available is correct for this. Full rate per diem is correct due to the lack of a dining facility. And no other per diem entitlements for this home station tour. So we will save these changes. Acknowledge the pop-up with the OK button. And we can now see that $44 is the amount being claimed for each night. $44 is the amount being allowed by DTS, and method of payment was GovCC individual. On the meals and incidental expense column, the member is receiving full per diem on his non-travel days and 75% of the per diem rate for his travel days, which is correct. So no other changes required here. Moving on to the Substantiating Records tab, the member has, in the initial authorization, the member uploaded a blank approved order from Arrows. At this point we can remove that and we will replace it with a certified order. So I'm just going to click remove there, and then we're going to browse to the member's desktop where he has saved a lodging receipt. We'll upload that, and as a courtesy to the folks who have to review these documents, please overwrite the generic file name with a more specific file name and click the Save Notes button. And then we'll browse again to grab the certified order, and we'll get that uploaded. And again, save notes after you've corrected the file name. The View button will bring up the document that you've uploaded. In this case, the lodging receipt is there. It's accurate, showing $44 per night. And the certified order is there. We will not open that for the purposes of protecting PII in the training video here. But at this point, there is one other tab that we can check. If you go to Additional Options, what you come up with on the Payment Totals sub-tab is the split for payment to both the member and to the government travel card. And wherever you selected GovCC individual in the document, DTS automatically allocates that money to the government card. If the member purchased other items with the card, such as meals or incidentals that we have not accounted for, the member could add to the split disbursement by, or take away from the split disbursement by using these blocks here appropriately and clicking the Calculate button in order to adjust the split to exactly what he needs to have it pay off the card in full. In this case, the member did not use the card for anything other than lodging, so our split disbursement is correct here. So we will proceed to the Review and Sign tab. And we'll give this a final look. The itinerary is accurate. Dates of travel were 7 and 21. Home station annual tour at Westover for 7 to 21 September. Claiming tolls each way, round trip mileage, with correct method of reimbursement for the tolls and the mileage, personal. The member's claiming his lodging and per diem entitlements. The summary shows an accurate split to the government travel card. And at this point, the member is ready to submit. We'll save and proceed through the final review pages. Nothing else to add on the other authorizations page here. The flagged items have been correctly answered. The member has selected a reason code. And if you did not watch the authorization video, I'll quickly show you the reason code hyperlink. Gives you some options. In this case, military lodging is correct. The member used mill lodging. He saved that and also typed in manually a justification in the field here. And did the same for the lodging reservations flag. So this looks good. We can save and proceed one final time. And we're going to submit this to finance. The status will be signed. That's what we want. It comes up by default. So at this point, if the member had any additional remarks to add for the finance office, they could type them in this box here. Otherwise, the traveler will simply submit completed document. And if you're submitting your voucher within 24 hours of having done your authorization, you will get this pop-up that says the accounting system has not acknowledged all transactions for this trip. You may continue and sign the document, and DTS will forward to your AO for review once acknowledgments are received. This is a standard pop-up if you're doing both documents within 24 hours. Just acknowledge with the OK button and save and continue through the rest of the prompts here. Run the Java. Select Traveler Certificate. The traveler enters his PIN. And the system brings you back to your traveler vouchers page. The status now indicates that the voucher is signed, which tells us we've successfully completed it, and it'll now be awaiting finance's review and approval for payment. That's a basic home station annual tour travel voucher in DTS. Thanks for watching.